Hello, everybody. Hello, Joan. Hello, Violetta. Hello, Maximiliano. Hello, everybody. Come on in. It's story time with Father Tony, Bible story time. Today we have a lovely parable, but I want to explain a couple of things to you. In the parable, this is going to be the Padre de Familias, Pater Familias. Okay, I'll explain what that is in a little bit. This is his right-hand man, the Majordomo, the steward, and these are the workers, okay? So Jesus tells a parable about the first being last and the last being first, okay? Because he's kind of given the sumos sacerdotes, the high priest, and the Pharisees a bit of a warning, and he doesn't want Peter to become like the Pharisees, like we can be Pharisees ourselves, okay? So, Jesus says the story. The kingdom of heaven is like a pater familias, householder, who went out from his vineyard, where there's wine, where there's grapes that made wine when we do the Eucharist, went out from his vineyard at the time of the harvest, and he went to the plaza to look to the marketplace, to look for workers. And he found a bunch of them there, ready to work, muy disciplinado, very disciplined. And so he invited them to come to the cosecha. He's very happy, the pater familias. And they wanted a contract. They said, give us a contract. So he agreed with them a contract. It's called a denarius, a pay for a whole day labor. Receive a pay, and then you can take that money and you can buy whatever you want. Empanadas are just enough for the whole day, for the whole family to eat the whole day. So it's very good, very generous, a denario for a day's wages. So they make a contract. They want a contract with the pater familias. A little bit strange, because a pater familias is somebody who has a lot of children, a lot of servants, but everybody looks at him like a father. And so there was like a lack of trust from them. And so they said, give us a contract, because they're trabajadores, like the Pharisees, really. Okay? So, but the kings, the pater familias is happy. Okay, come on, come to the cosecha. It's time for the cosecha. So they come and they begin to work. Look at all these guys working here. And they're doing a great job. I mean, there's no problem. They're doing a great job. And later they're going to receive their denarius. Okay? Again, there's the pater familias. Okay? So, but the king and the pater familias is so happy. The pater familias is Jesus. Okay? He's so happy that he leaves again from the cosecha, which is the banquete celestial, and he goes to the plaza otra vez, which is the misa, donde Jesús venga a nosotros, and he finds some more there. This is middle of the morning, and they're a little bit more happy and whatever. He said, hey, it's time for the cosecha. Come on, let's go. Come to my vineyard. I'll pay you what is just. Okay, they say, and they go. And he does the same thing in mediodía, in the middle of the day, and he goes and finds some more. He says, come to the cosecha and let's help do this. It's going to be great. Okay. And then in the afternoon, the medio tarde, the middle of the afternoon, he goes again, and they say, okay. And then he goes, listen to this. As the sun is beginning to set, there's 1 hour left of daylight, he goes out again. And he finds some boys, I think they partied too much the night before, whatever, they're taking tereré. And he says, hey, what are you guys doing here? You're just standing, you got a whole day labor, and come on, it's time for the cosecha. Why are you here? And they said, well, it's that nobody came and looked for us. Yeah, and we couldn't find work because nobody hired us. And he doesn't have a problem with that. He said, okay, no problem. Vaja, go to my cosecha. Let's go to the harvest, and everything will be great. So they go. So the king's very happy. He's got so many workers. He loves having the harvest, grapes, and people involved in the work. So he goes to his majordomo, his steward, his right-hand man, and he says, hey, pay everybody a day's wages. I don't care if they showed up with just 1 hour left. I'm so happy. Pay everybody a denarius so they can buy lots of empanadas for their family and have a great fiesta esta tarde, okay? This afternoon or this evening. And so he says, but look, call the people who arrived last, those young guys over there, call them first and give them denario. And then all the way up to the last, all the way who arrived first, call them last, okay? So those who arrived last, call them first. And those who arrived first, call them last to pay them, okay? So, of course, the steward obeys. And he calls those who arrived last, and he gives them a denarius, a whole day's wages. Okay, look at this. And the guys who arrived first, who really worked the whole day, they said to themselves, oh, cool. Man, the Pater Familias is in a good mood. He's going to pay us more than what we deserve or what we agreed upon, contract. This is going to be great. And so they arrived, and the steward gives them each a denarius, a day's wages. And they would grab them on themselves, and the leader stands up and he says, hey, Pater Familias, what is going on here? We worked the whole day in this heat and sweated and trabajaréis, those drunks partying last night. They just showed up, and you give them a denarius. What are you, making us equal to them? Making us so great, equal to these punks? This is not fair. There's no way to talk to a Pater Familias. Can you imagine talking to your daddy that way? So the dad, the Pater Familias, being very noble, starts off like this. Friend. He calls him friend. Isn't that beautiful? Friend, did we not agree to a denarius for a day's wages? Is not in the contract that you wanted a contract? See, it's a little bit weird that they're asking a contract with their dad, with their father. Is that what you wanted in the contract? Am I not allowed to give to these others what I choose? It's my money, it's my goods. Or is it that your eye is evil? That is to say, they don't see with the vision of God. They see with the vision of people who are interested in money and power. So that's why he says, is your eye evil? Wow. And he says, look, take your denarius and go. And then the others are saying, with their denarius, and they say, hey, I think we're going to have a party now with the Pater Familias. There's some wine over there. We're going to have some fun, some new wine made from this grapes. And I think that's what happened. They stayed and partied while the others left. The others hopefully converted later on and came back to the harvest. But remember, Jesus is teaching us, many of the first will be last, and many of the last will be first. So this applied first and foremost to Israel. They were invited to heaven. That's the cosecha. And they did. A lot of them went to heaven, would follow Jesus. But a lot of them were so concerned about what's just from a human perspective that they lost sight of the God's vision. And especially the leaders in this day of Jesus historically. He himself calls the priests, the Pharisees, which are the smart lay people the lay people in charge, he calls them a brood of vipers. He says the devil is your father. That's why you don't see with my perspective. So they don't have a Pater Familias, they have a devil Familias. Okay, it's really bad, their situation. But we have to think about ourselves. Okay, we're gonna have a question and answer session in just a little bit, but I want you to think about some questions you might have, because let me give you some hints here. Like we said, the cosecha is the banquete celestial, and the viña obviously is heaven. Okay, it's the liturgy of heaven, let's say. And Jesus goes out like he went out from heaven and took on flesh in the Blessed Virgin Mary's womb to invite us to come to this banquete celestial. And where does he find us especially? In the plaza, which is the Mass, in the church. He finds us in the church waiting, and we have to be ready to go. And don't worry about it. The denarius, in my opinion, is Jesus himself in the Eucharist. We receive the Eucharist. Give us this day our daily bread, we say in English. Okay? What do we say in Castellano? Danos hoy nuestro pan de cada día, we say in Spanish. Okay? So that's what that is. And we have Jesus, of course, is the Pater Familias, and we are the workers. And Majordomo, the steward, are the angels that are here to help us to get to heaven. Okay? So we'll have a question and answer session soon, and it's going to be great fun. I hope you show up for it. And see you the next time. Bye.